107.5 WGCI, the Shire's #1 for hip-hop and R&B. It's the morning show with the Destin legend Leon Rogers.
Yes, sir.
The beautiful Kendra G.
Yes.
The shortest name in Chicago, myself, Kyle. The 5th member of the WGCI morning show, Correy B.
Hi.
And of course, Chicago, the legendary Monique is hanging out. How y'all doing, man? How you doing, Monique?
Listen, let me tell you something, and I'm trying to wipe the smile off, but I can't because it's hard. I've been doing Chicago for a long time. I've been doing Chicago for so long, baby. I can remember being in All Jokes Aside.
Shout out to Mary Lindsay.
Come on, baby, the first one.
Yeah.
I can remember Chicago with John Fleming with the LGBTQ community before it was called the LGBTQ community, and it was just when he would give these gay pride events. It was amazing. I can remember Chicago, baby, the first time I went to Hurls.
She said it right, too.
First time I went to Hurls. I can remember Chicago the first time I played here in January, and I promised myself never again would I play Chicago in the winter time. Because when I walked outside that door, and what was the snot? And I have to be that direct, Chicago. It dropped, baby. I was not cute. It was not fabulous. I said never again in January will I play Chicago. So
Did you
I've been
stick to
rolling.
that?
Did I stick to it?
Have you been?
What's this month? So me and Chicago have a wonderful, loving relationship. And I just want to thank y'all through the years, baby. Y'all done hung in there with your girl. So Chicago been good to me. Come on, Kendra, because you got something that you want to say.
Yeah, because I think...
It's bugging her.
No,
You know how you try to get it? Okay, go ahead, sugar.
Because it's a full circle moment with Correy B being here, because I remember when Correy B, you came to Chicago, you were doing a show at the Improv, I believe, Schaumburg, and Correy B wanted to open up for you, and she started to tweet, put out there, Monique, let me get on stage, whatever. You responded, and that night began this relationship.
Yes.
Correy has been with you ever since that night, and I said Correy B is the perfect example of a closed mouth doesn't get fed, because had she had not enough courage to go to social media, tweet you, you guys would, it's like a long marriage between you two, and I'm just so impressed by that.
Yes. Well, you know, let me just say this, Chicago. You know how sometimes you don't jump on the wagon until somebody is famous? Yeah. But you don't want to watch them as they do their growing. Correy Bell is one of those ones that I suggest to you, you watch her as she grows, baby, because she's something special. And that night she did walk on that stage in that comedy club. I couldn't see her, I could hear her because I was backstage. And as I'm listening to Leon, I started crying. I just started crying. And when she came backstage, she said, oh my God, what did I do? Like I messed up. Right. And
we're not doing that.
I said to her, I said, I prayed for you. I prayed for you. I prayed that the universe would send me someone that I could give him what I knew. You know, like I told Corey, I said, I don't know everything, but what I know, I know. And this comedy game, baby, I know. And from that night to this night, she's a special gift, Chicago. Like, she's a special gift. I done had to beat up a couple times. I had to say, can you come to my room for a second? Can I see you for a minute? But it is just, it's an honor and a pleasure to watch this beautiful sister do her thing.
So on the flip side of that, though, I'm sorry, Leon, on the flip side, how does that feel for you, Correy, just to be embraced in that way and have this legendary figure in our community just take you up under her wing and just hold on to it?
It's almost like having a cheat code. You know how you buy the new Madden 21 and you didn't know that it was going to come with the cheat code? And it was like, oh my God, I already like this game, but now I got all of this other stuff in my back pocket. And it's really, man, if y'all really understood the way that we play 24/7, the relationship, our sisterhood is nuts. It is. I be trying to say it without saying it, but it's an honor to be able to sit up under somebody with not just so much knowledge, but with the courage and the staying power and, you know, just that fearlessness. You know, it's her fearlessness that have me looking at certain situations like, okay, I'm complaining about this, and I know good and well my sister will be like, girl, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere. You know, so that part I love, but I literally have the cheat code. I'm so blessed to have it, for real.
So for me, being in this game, I always look if 10 toes down was a person, Monique. If loyalty was a person,
yes,
Monique. I'm gonna tell you something that resonates with me and my wife, and this is crazy. Since we're doing Monique stories, 1997, Murat Theater, Indianapolis. My man down there allowed me to open for you. You were on the show. You was come crazy. Everything was going crazy. You was doing your thing. My wife, at the time, she wasn't my wife. She was my girlfriend. Was there with me, and you saw us get into it because I was all over the place. I was famous. I was famous. In my mind, I was famous. You grabbed my wife and sat her down and said, "Hey, look, we watched the band. Look, he's a comedian. You can't get upset about everything you see." So everybody might have thought you was taking my side, but then you came over and pulled me to the side and you said, "Boy, if you don't sit your little dumb ass down," you made me a riot act. And I didn't know how to act first, because that was my first time working with you. But 24 years later, 20 years of marriage later, we kept that. You know what I'm saying? Because that was like words of wisdom. You was like, you know, these little heifers don't want nothing from you. That girl love you. Now sit your little dumb ass down and get ready to do your show. I was like, yes, ma'am. I went and sat in my little room. I didn't move.
Chicago Monique is hanging out with us. Correy B is in the studio. Come back and talk with them more about everything going on in their world and in their lives. Right now, let's get into Future, Drake, and Sims.
all of it. All of it. Okay, remember that time?
It's GCI.
Don't rub you down.
That's number one for hip hop and R&B. TGIF. Thank God. Morning show, Leon Rogers, Kendrick G, myself, Kyle, Corey B, and the legendary Monique in the studio.
Thank you, my baby.
Now, Monique, you've been here with us before at WGCI on the morning show.
Yes,
we
I
appreciate you coming back. And it's been years. It was kind of before the pandemic you were here.
Yes.
And you've been going through a lot. You know, at the time you were having issues dealing with Netflix. You were into it with Lee Daniels and Oprah and things of that nature. And it seems as though over the years, when it comes down to it, things have come full circle. And it looks like Monique was right about a lot of things. You know, would you like to speak on that? Sound like Monique was right about a lot of things.
Well, you know, I say this humbly. When you don't waver and you don't flinch and you know what you're standing in, watch the outcome. And I remember when everything first started happening, and I'm not going to lie to y'all, Chicago, my knees buckled because I looked at my husband and said, "Daddy, I did it right. Like, what's happening?" And he said, "Mama, because you did it right, it's going to be all right." Now, though it took over a decade, but I wouldn't back up, I wouldn't back down, I wouldn't change my story because it was what it was. You can't mess with the truth. So at this place right now, when y'all say, well, you know, nah, it's like, I won't do that because humbly, there were so many sisters before me that didn't get the chance to see them win. They didn't get the chance to see it go to the other side. They left before they got a chance to see it go to the other side. So I'm grateful that I got an opportunity to see it go to the other side. So with the Netflix special.
How did that come about? You got to give us the backstory how you guys came full circle to do the special.
Well, we sat down like some mature adults, and we came to a beautiful agreement. A beautiful
conversation. Right.
You know, we had a conversation, and sometimes that's what it takes, just to have the conversation. Let's say, listen, how do we settle this? How do we make this better? How do we make it right? It's just to have the conversation. That's like with Lee Daniels and I. When people said, "Oh my God, how could y'all get back together?" Lee and I went for a walk, right, when we were filming in Pittsburgh, and this is what he said to me. He said, "Well, tell me the words I can and can't say on the air."
If it don't feel right,
okay,
don't say it.
All the words feel good to me. That's the best advice to say to me. All the words I use feel so good. Is it still good? Ow. But we went for a walk, and he said, you know, through the years, I kept saying, why won't she just be quiet? And I said, had I been quiet, you and I would not be able to walk down this river 13 years later. So I say that to the babies that's listening, when you know you standing in right, sometimes you got to take the ridicule, and when it comes from your own community, baby, it can buckle you. It can make you say, I'm fighting for us, what y'all doing? But you got to be willing to say, I'll take it, because I know what the outcome will be. I know what tomorrow will give to the younger babies who's not here yet. So I'm just grateful I was able to live through it, and I'm thankful to my beautiful husband and my family, because everybody was real G's. Everybody was like, Mama, we standing in it, what we doing? So I'm just grateful for it, and you know, I'm grateful that Chicago tonight, UIC form. Yeah, get down with it. Yeah, I'm grateful I can still walk out on the stage and y'all still coming to see us, sister, and saying, "Hey, Monique, we down with you." Now I got something on my heart. Let me go to it, sugar. That's what we talking about. Yes. Pull your cars over right now, because this is an exclusive. Exclusive.
Church organ in the background.
Don't do it.
Now, Chicago. This is the first time ever I've come to Chicago and the show not been sold out. This is the first time ever, right? So I'm saying to my babies in Chicago, y'all may not even know that I was coming here. Because when I come to the airport and people say, what you doing here? When I walk to the airport and they say, what you doing here, bro?
That's not good.
So Chicago, I'm here, baby. We at the UIC Center tonight. Leon Rogers. Now, Leon Rogers and I played together in 1997. We look different. Okay, Leon got bigger.
Yeah.
And I got smaller. I got a damn shame. One fat person is smaller than the next fat person, but both of them still fat. But I'm excited, y'all. I'm just excited, baby.
Hey, Correy, I gotta ask you this. You know, I've known you for a while. I mean, your husband is my best friend more than you are to me. Your husband is my best friend.
That's funny.
What is the pressure like going out with Monique, or is there any pressure you feel? Do you put pressure on yourself because you are touring with one of the queens of comedy? So there's an expectation, there's a bar, and I know you meet her requirements. You know, is that all that matters, or do you really, when you go out, you wonder like, I don't want the people to be like, who is this Monique got out with her? Like, what's the pressure like? I'm talking about on outfits and everything, because I be seeing how y'all come with it.
If you know me in Chicago, no, I don't care where I am. I'm going to wear something. I'm going to wear something. But for me, it used to be a lot of pressure, because I hadn't learned yet. Like, I hadn't figured it out yet. I hadn't played with the puzzle pieces yet. And I used to put more pressure on myself than I needed. And she would tell me sometimes, hey, trust yourself. Go out and have fun. We're just playing, you know? And so now it's a lot easier. Now, I still set my bars. I still set my bars, because I have to make sure that my job is, when I go out on that stage, by the time I'm done, I want her to just be able to walk out and say, hey, and the crowd goes crazy. And no, they don't know me most of the time when I go out there, and I love that, because I want them to remember me when I leave. So that is my goal, is to make sure that they remember me. And when she goes out there, you know, we just going to have a good time. So yeah, the pressure is always on, because, you know, our outfits, we do.
Hey, man,
we do. When we come back, because he's trying to rap us. I saw what you did. Does he keep putting his little fingers up? Fingers up.
We get into a run every day. Now you get into a Monique.
Everything. I see, but you're just trying to do what you're supposed to do. But when we come back, Chicago, I got to tell y'all about Correy B and the earthquake.
Chicago, Correy B hanging out with us. The legendary Monique is in studio. We'll be right back. It's the morning show, man. GCI, let's get it. Number 1 for hip hop and R&B. It's the morning show with the Destin legend, Leon Rogers.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful Kendra G. The shortest stand man in Chicago, Kyle. Correy B.
I haven't figured it out yet.
She hasn't figured it out yet, Correy B. And the legendary Monique. We're in the building, baby.
Chicago.
Yes, we are here.
Okay, so I'm going to share this story.
Please do.
Right? I have got to do it. So Correy and I would always have themes, right, when we did the residency over in Vegas. and we would do pajama night, we would do beach night, superhero night, baby. We was going in for it, and we would tell the audience you had to play the part. So this beach night or pajama night?
This was beach night.
Beach night, okay? So this is my thing to Corey. I said, Corey, listen, because y'all know Chicago, when you done seen her, right? She might wear some things. She might put some things together.
Yes.
That, you know, could say, okay. So the rule was...
Everybody know the rules.
She showed up at church like that.
I don't never want to stop with her fashions. I said, Corey, long as all your parts are covered. As long as all your parts. Well, she took that to the edge. Right? She said, my parts are covered.
They were.
Okay. So we get ready to do the show. Show starting. Corey is out on stage. Okay?
In a bikini.
Bucket Dickens.
Come on now. Come on. There is an earthquake. The building begins to shake. The audience begins to scream. It is crazy out there. They cut the lights on. Everybody's panicking. I said, okay. I walked to the side of the stage. I pulled the curtain back. Corey is standing on stage. The audience is, people don't know what to do. I said, Corey. She said, ma'am. I said, you good? She said, yes, ma'am. I said, cut the lights out, start the show, and keep it going. When I tell you, Chicago, she calmed down a room full of people in the midst of an earthquake. Now, I know the black people that's listening right now saying, Monique, it must have been a room full of white folk, because we will run when we are unfamiliar. We will get out the way when we're unfamiliar. But I tell you, she got that audience in a place where everybody stayed right there, and we went on with the show.
That is because...
And that was before the stuff.
I literally thought you was about to say, because she walked out half naked, the crowd went crazy. I was like, damn, Corey, you didn't stand it
They do that.
I thought you were going to say the earthquake shook her out of her bikini.
Yeah.
No.
Why do y'all want to go to the doctor? That's what I thought. I wanted to have a mature conversation in reference to Mother Nature. That was Mother Nature, and what's set up on top of her chest is Mother Nature.
You better tell them.
Come on now.
Listen, first of all,
tell them.
I'm going to do it.
Okay,
I'm going to do it.
Tell them, and then tell them.
Okay, I'm going to do it right now. Okay. Because first of all, that is what type of morning show this is. Okay, just so you know, I want you to know the misfits that I have the honor of sitting with sometimes. But it was, for me, it was like, I'm from Chicago. If it floods, if a hurricane or a tornado come, if a shootout happens, I'm pretty much, you know, I know what to do. I don't know what to do when the ground that I'm standing on is moving. And I don't know. So I just had to tell them, hey, I cannot die and go to heaven in a bikini. Because how do I explain this?
You gonna get in, though.
They would send you straight to hell.
No, I think she's gonna get in. Peter gonna be like, go ahead and let her. With that blonde hair, go get her.
But that's why you need to be a fuller woman. I'm gonna bring it back around. That's why you need to be a thicker gal. Because not one of us moved. Not one of us buzzed. When the earth shook, we stood in place. We were sturdy in our position. The smaller girls in there was nervous, Kendra. But me and Corey and the bigger gals.
Foundation.
What you saying?
Y'all was sturdy with it.
We shall not be moved.
Feet stay planted.
Come on. Did I take it into club? Yeah. Shall not Kenny Bobin.
Chicago more Corey B. More Monique coming up, man. Y'all know what it is. Good
then
morning
I gotta tell y'all what happened when she was in the tornado.
UIC Pavilion tonight. You can see her live.
It's GCI, baby. 75 WGCI size #1 for hip hop and R&B. Good morning to you, Chicago. It's the WGCI Morning Show. The destined legend Leon Rogers, the beautiful Kendra G, the shortest stand man in Chicago, Kyle. Corey?
I haven't figured it out yet.
She hasn't figured it out yet, Corey B. And the legendary Monique.
Yeah.
This is a great Friday. This is how Friday's supposed to feel.
Yes. Because you might not get Saturday.
Please believe it.
You ever have that aunt to just kill everything?
Right.
Everybody positive and hear her own negative self.
Right.
Happy
birthday until you get cancer.
No, we're not on that today.
Okay, well, I hope, I don't want to be negative, but I want to get clarity. First of all, we celebrated Monique today. It's Full Circle Day. We have the Netflix special that's coming out next year. So these are our celebrations. We were talking about full circle moments of you standing in your truth and it coming back around. So I want to know, have you and DL Hughley talked yet? And could that come back around?
D.L. Hughley and I have not talked yet, though that we have said we are open to a open public conversation. So if we have an open public conversation, everything can be worked out.
Right.
I believe that. I believe that when adults get together and you sit down and you have an open, honest conversation without feelings and you just deal with facts, it can always be worked out.
I love it. So there's a possibility.
I'm always open. My husband and I are always open to sitting down with D.L. Hughley, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry.
Whoever.
We're open to sitting down with anyone publicly and having an open conversation because guess what? I might be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm open to it publicly for the public to say, hey, you wrong. But what happens is we become too afraid to sit down and deal with the facts. And we want to deal with our feelings.
Ego's getting worked.
Come on, baby. So I'm always, Sydney and I are always open to sitting down, working it out.
I love it. I love it. What is there anything that Monique has not achieved that is on your list that you want to do? You got the stand up, you got the movie.
She got the Oscar.
You got the Oscar. You know what I mean? You've done all of these great things in your career and in your life. What's left for you to accomplish and achieve and conquer?
Let me tell you what is left, baby. Listen,
Talk to me.
my grandbabies, Sky Pie get ready to be 9 and Ray Ray's get ready to be 5, right? They my grandbabies. And I want to make their cakes for their birthdays. I have not yet been able to accomplish, I've not yet been able to make a number cake. So I'm getting ready to take a cake class. And I got to make a number 9 and a number 5. That's what I have to accomplish right now. And see, Kendra, let me just address my baby right here.
Oh, God.
See, Kyle listed everything in my profession.
Right.
But he didn't list anything in my personal. And we oftentimes get lost because we start only listing the profession. What you got coming up? What you got coming up? I got a damn cake baking class.
And I'm excited about it.
Class coming up.
Wait a minute.
class.
Talk on it. I've been married for 16 years and I want to get 16 more.
Hey, wait. I want everybody to be quiet in the room. Can you put that out there again for the ladies? You said you've been married 16, you want to be married 16 more, and the pole class could play into that, right?
Let me tell you, there's quite a few classes that can play into that.
Run it down, Mo.
Now, play into that. You got to know how to make a cake.
Okay, from scratch.
Let me talk to him, Corey.
Okay, go for it.
From scratch. I'm talking about with the butter you set out in the morning for it to be room temperature.
Soft.
I'm talking room temperature eggs. I'm talking about not Betty Crocker. I'm talking about Aunt Betty. You got to get her recipe, and you got to bake the cake from scratch in nothing but your heels.
Woo, nothing but
I'm talking
Cake,
about.
baking, cake.
While the cake is baking, then you go over to the pole. So you got to know how to line it up. You got to line it up. You bake the cake, then you go on over to the pole while it's baking. While it's baking. Now when you leave the pole, then there are knee pads. Let me tell you.
Hold on.
So you don't hurt yourself.
I go to the nursing homes, right, Leon? And I went before all the COVID had taken place, and they stopped me from coming, right? Because of the COVID. Right, the COVID. They stopped me because you had COVID 1. And then you had
the remix
to 19. And then you had all those things. So they stopped me. But when I would go into these nursing homes, those older women would feed me so much beautiful information. And you'd be surprised what a 98-year-old woman will say to you on how you keep your marriage going. You'd be surprised what a 98 woman will say to you when I said to her, and you got to get knee pads right. She said, that's for you young tenders. Scar your knees up. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So see, I'm just saying to my beautiful sisters out there right now, keep doing what you did to get them. And to my brothers, keep doing what you did to get her. You got to do tutorials.
Yeah.
If you want to go on the Facebook or the internet or the websites and figure out how to sew a blanket, go on there
and figure out.
Come on now.
How to sew a blanket.
That's what I did.
You go on there to find out how to break into an iPhone. and get the password and
you
see
know
what we've been dealing
Leon
with.
Has been scarred, and at this point, we've got to heal him. He's been scarred.
So find out how to make a blanket. Question.
But tonight,
yes, we're gonna make
give
blankets.
you full details.
Yeah.
UIC, right?
Wait a minute.
And if you want to get the 16 more years.
UIC.
UIC form, my sweet baby.
Yes, ma'am.
What would be your, and I know you've already won an Oscar, but other than what you won the Oscar for, what would be a role that you would just want to do or take on to put your thumbprint on it? Was it anybody in history that you would want to play, or just what role, or do you think you played the ultimate role in getting an Oscar?
Oh, Leon, that's such a beautiful question, baby. That's why this is your damn morning show.
No, it's not, man. Don't do that. I got partners. They're going to kill me.
Don't cut me off before I get finished.
Okay.
I was ready to say your morning show along with.
Okay.
I'm going to clean it up, right? I'm going to clean it up. Right. You know, I would love to play Fannie Lou Hamer. I would love, because that woman has come and spoke to me, I would love to play Hattie McDaniel, because that woman has come and spoke to me. Those women let me know that I was standing on their shoulders. They let me know. They were the ones that was able to keep me up and hold me up and say, keep pressing forward. We didn't get a chance to see it. Keep going. So to be able to walk in their shoes and say their words, that would be just the ultimate. Like with Ma Rainey, that was the ultimate for me, because you're truly playing someone's life. You are bringing this person to life. You are, for however long they've been gone, you have now brought them back to life. So to be able to walk in those shoes would be just an honor.
All right, there it is, Chicago. We appreciate the time. Shout out to
Monique. Burn it down tonight, man.
Shout out to Monique. UIC, give them all the details, the time, the place, all of that. UIC tonight is going down.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out yet, but I have figured it out. I have figured out the fact that tonight at 8 o'clock we will be on stage at the UIC Forum. Myself, my boy Leon Rogers, Mr. Travell Judon, and my sister, Miss Monique.
There it is.
And I want to just say this.
Tickets are on sale.
Yes, to Monique, everyone in this room has a personal story about you and how you have blessed us all individually, and you deserve every flower. Every time I see you going through something, I just pray for you, because I know your heart. I witnessed your heart. We've had off-the-air conversation, so I'm just happy to see this full circle moment of you getting all the flowers that I think are more valuable than the Oscar, because you're doing it your way, you're not wavering, and at the end of the day, it all comes back around. And like we said in the beginning, Monique was right, so I'm just happy for you. And keep representing black women to the highest degree. I ain't got no knee pads, though.
That's why.
Damn self. We'll see y'all tonight.
That's right.
Forum with Kendra and her knee pad.
That is hilarious. All right, Chicago, you know what it is. WGCI Morning Show. It's GCI, man.